So let's talk about artificial intelligence. It's not science fiction anymore, right? It's here, and it's already transforming our lives, our societies, and definitely how we work. The question isn't if AI is going to change things, it's already happening. The real question is, how are we going to choose to shape this incredible transformation? Okay, let's get into it.
You hear this all the time, don't you? It feels like this is the only question people ask about AI. It's either this amazing opportunity or it's a terrifying threat, like we have to pick one side or the other. But what if that whole debate completely misses the point? What if framing it as threat versus opportunity is actually distracting us from what really, truly matters? That's the idea we're going to explore today. Here's the plan. We'll start with AI's undeniable impact and the polarized debate around it. Then, we'll dive into this idea of a human-centered approach. We'll see how it's playing out in a massive, real-world test case, India, before zooming out to look at the global AI divide. And we'll wrap up with how we can align this powerful technology with a real social purpose. All right, first things first. AI's transformation isn't some event way off in the future. It's happening right now. As we speak, it's already reshaping jobs and entire industries. So the conversation really needs to move past what if and get serious about what now. So, how are we talking about this huge shift? Well, mostly the discussion is just stuck between two extremes. It's created this really polarized debate that, honestly, can feel pretty paralyzing. On one side, you have the dream, the promise of soaring productivity, amazing innovation, and huge economic growth. And on the other side, you've got the peril, the fears of massive job losses, growing inequality, and these huge gaps in our ability to even govern the technology. It's like we're being forced to choose between a perfect utopia and a complete dystopia. But this is where we pivot. A human-centered approach says that focusing only on the tech's promise or peril is a big mistake. It suggests we've been overlooking the single most important factor in this whole equation. This quote right here gets to the absolute heart of it. Technology alone does not determine outcomes. Human beings do. See, this isn't a story about what machines are going to do to us. It's a story about what we decide to do with them. The future isn't predetermined by some algorithm. It's shaped by our policies, our values, and our choices. So what is human-centered AI? Well, think of it as an approach where we are actively in the driver's seat. We govern the technology. We build it into institutions that include everyone, we encourage open discussion, and we use democratic processes to make sure that AI actually serves goals like social justice, decent work, and prosperity that's shared by everybody, not just a lucky few. Now, that all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in practice? To see it in action, we're going to look at a country that, just because of its incredible scale, is a fascinating laboratory for the future of AI: India. The numbers coming out of India are just staggering. Projections show that by 2030, AI could create more than 3 million brand new tech jobs in that country alone. That is a massive wave of opportunity. But it's not just about creating new jobs, it's also about transformation. More than 10 million existing jobs are expected to be fundamentally reshaped by this tech. That changes the very nature of work for a huge part of the population. And this is where you can really see the human-centered approach at work. India's e-Shram platform used technology to register over 315 million informal workers, people who are often the most vulnerable, and connect them to vital social safety nets. This isn't some future plan. This is tech being used today for social justice on an unbelievable scale. And the government there is being incredibly proactive about all of this. They've launched a national AI mission, a committee to study the impact on jobs, and they're even integrating AI right into their national career service to better match people with training and new opportunities. They are actively trying to build an inclusive, future-ready digital economy. But the story of India also shines a bright light on a major global challenge, because while some parts of the world are diving headfirst into the AI revolution, access and exposure to this technology are nowhere near equal. Just look at this gap. In high-income economies, about a third of all jobs have some exposure to generative AI. You know, the tech behind tools like ChatGPT. But in low-income countries, that number plummets to just over 11%. It's pretty clear the AI revolution isn't being felt equally everywhere. So what this data tells us is pretty simple. We can't have a one-size-fits-all solution for AI. Different countries with different economic structures are going to need different tailored policies. What works for one place might not work for another.
And this brings us right back to that core idea of human agency. Look, AI is moving incredibly fast, but that doesn't let us off the hook. We have a collective responsibility to guide it. It's on us to align all that power with a real, genuine social purpose.
So what's the path forward? Well, it really comes down to 4 key actions. First, we have to invest in skills for our people, in digital infrastructure, and in social safety nets. Second, we need to collaborate internationally so no country gets left behind. Third, we have to deliberately align our technological ambitions with a real social purpose. And finally, and maybe most importantly, we have to uphold the core principles of trust, inclusion, and dignity at work. At the end of the day, it really is that simple. Artificial intelligence is one of the most powerful tools humanity has ever created. It's not good, it's not evil, it's just a tool. The only question that matters is this: what will we, all of us, choose to build with it?